why contract models matter. I'm going to talk about, from a business perspective, the drivers of that. And then from Rob's perspective, he's going to talk about the technical drivers, right? So at its core, right, a contract is a legal thermostat of a program, right? It determines who carries what risks, what are the upsides, how changes are handled, how performance is judged. But in aerospace and defense, these decisions are not just financial. They ripple into the entire value stream, from engineering, procurement, testing, sustainment, and even administration, right? Like what kind of reports we need to give out. And there's like 4 things you need to think about, from the what that as you're putting this thing together. You got to think about risk allocation, right? If the contractor agrees to a firm fixed price model, then they absorb the technical schedule risk. If it's cost plus, then the government absorbs much more on that risk side. You got incentives and alignment that's there, where the models can include, performance-based payments on bonuses, and also includes penalties, any type of profit incentives, and then cost sharing from that perspective. And then you got change management and flexibility, and particularly when you have these long, complex programs like a missile program or hypersonics or satellite, right? You think about change is always inevitable, but the contract must support or restrict the ability to adapt to what's happening. Certain contract types really will deal with, accounting and cash flow and how you forecast and how do you think about how you actually acknowledge a unit of sale of that contract. And for us accounting people, that matters a lot. So that's what on the business side. Rob, what do you got on the technical side? Just really get into some examples for us.
Yeah, and I'll anchor this with 2, quick examples. So from a firm fixed price standpoint, let's say the scenario is when you bid what you think it will cost and deliver it to that price. But, suppose an unexpected design challenge emerges midstream that, you have to account for that cost. Who eats that cost? And that's going to be the actual contractor is going to eat that cost. Right. So that's great for the customer because they are just focused on predictable costs. But it's really dangerous for the contractor because in this high tech, high software, high uncertainty domains that are going on right now with AI and, machine learning and all that, it's a lot of unpredictability in that, cost that we want to, move forward with. Second example is really going to get around cost reimbursement. So that's like the CPIF, CPFF. In this example, the government reimburses allowable costs plus a fee or an incentive. So you reduce the risk of surprise problems down the road because you have that cost fixed into the actual proposal. So it's less margin of error. But you also have to undergo a lot of rigorous audits and justifications for those costs because the government wants to really truly understand, are these costs associated with the program or is this cost associated with your own, contracted development for these systems? So I'll break those down into those 2 examples. DeWayne, anything else you want to hit on this topic before we move forward?
Yeah, you got hybrids, right, that occur at combinational contracts like a T&M, a time and material contract, or IDIQ, indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity type contracts. You got these recurring tasks that you might want to do that shows up for like maintenance and operations sustainment, that shows up in like performance-based or logistics contracts, usually on the back end of the value stream, or those outcome-based contracts where, hey, you do X, you have to perform X, has to come to this, and then you get the profile.